I'm really lucky to be sitting here with Igor Zhidov. I probably didn't say his name correctly.
No, it's perfect.
We're in
It's not that easy.
Suriname, and I had the great pleasure of going with one of Igor's teams to the jungle to look for the emerald tree boas. And Igor was telling me many things that are difficult about getting the wild emeralds. I saw many emeralds that were not in good condition. So Igor can tell us about what happens when the emeralds are in the wild and not in good condition.
Yeah, sometimes probably not everyone knows it. Not everything what you meet in nature is like representative of perfect shape and condition. Yeah. For time being in jungle, like at more than 20 years what I spent here in Suriname, I've seen a lot of animals what are starving, and sometimes they looking like almost close to death, you know. And I'm not talking about old animals. I'm talking just about any size of animals. Sometimes I was meeting in really bad shape babies and subadults and young snakes. So I don't know what it's about. Probably some kind of sicknesses, maybe loss of proper food as well. But it's common. And Amy was like getting experience to see herself that is like that, you know. So not everything what you see in jungle is in perfect shape, you know. That's a fact, yeah.
And also when Igor brings the animals for the people in America or Germany, the different countries, somebody, a team of people go out to find these healthy animals and bring them back.
Yeah, that's correct, because not everything what trapper can find and see, you know, would be collected, because you don't want to bring something what already sick in nature, yeah, and it's really not big percentage of those animals, but still they are presented. So we leave in them just the place where we found them, because it makes no sense to put efforts on them. You know, it's not easy with emerald tree boa to accommodate it, and when it is already in bad shape in nature, it would kill animal if you will bring it long transportation, accommodation, etc. It will actually kill the animal. That's it.
And Igor, a lot of people have a question about how the animals look from different areas. You might find the batisi with no stripe or the batisi with a stripe. You explained to me that sometimes the caninas might have a short snout or a long snout, all the different localities.
Okay, I never went actually to places with exception once I was in Peru, but I was not able to find any batesis over there. Yeah, unfortunately, it was like 35 years ago. And since then, I never went in places where batesis habited. Yeah, but caninos, well, I can tell that there are so many variations of caninos itself, and even in one particular location you can meet what Amy was talking. Some caninos with elongated snout, and some with like 1.5 times shorter snouts. Yeah. Same thing with patternless or anaconda face caninos, what it's so called. Yeah, and normal looking caninos. Sometimes, you know, I'm meeting like different stories, you know, created somewhere in Europe or in United States, special new locality, and I just start laughing because you know, all those special localities is just specific looking animal from the same where basic are. So it's not about it, and I already many times proved, say about patternless caninos, yeah. I had litters from gravid females, wild collected, I mean. So those babies were born both normal looking and patternless as well. And several times it was real captive bred animals what were established in captivity. And say when I had both male and females and female patternless, still litter was not patternless. It was like half or some kind of percentage of normal looking and patternless as well. And same thing about color of neonates. It's sometimes you have the full litter red, and sometimes the full litter is green, and sometimes you have mix in different proportions. Yeah.
And yellow?
Yellow I actually seen only once, and I have right now that baby what is totally yellow. Since it was born, I assume it was collected like something like maybe 1 or 2 months, 1 or 2 months old in nature. Yeah. I would like to see what will be in future. So after a few months I can see if that yellow will stay or it will shed to green.
Have you ever seen a black emerald?
No,
In the
no,
wild?
not in the wild, only on pictures.
Have you ever had one?
No, never.
And you also explained to me many differences I didn't know about between the caninas. I'm sorry, I can't ever remember how to say it correctly.
Caninas.
Caninas and batisi, with the size of the underscales, different things you told me to look
Yeah,
for.
no, it's obviously easy to determine those two different species because Batesi tend to have, say, smaller scales on abdomen. Yeah, Caninus is wide. It's also typically that Batesis they have much more yellow color on abdomen, and Caninus is normally white or some kind of yellowish white. Yeah, that's first part. As well, it's obviously visual that triangle on jaw, yeah, on the jaw. With Batesi, it's obviously seen on black, and with Caninus is like much more shady and smaller, yeah. Also, there is no doubt in the size of scales on snuffle nose, yeah. With Caninus, they are like larger in size, yeah, and with Batesi, they're much smaller. So there is no doubts about those two different species.
And you don't always find a batisi with a dorsal stripe.
No, that's
not even
actually very small part of population of Batesi have a stripe. It's not typical for Batesi actually. Normally they don't have lateral stripe. You can see that they have some kind of tendency with those white triangles or whatever they have. They tend to be organized like on lateral line, but no visual white lateral stripe. It's only population if I'm not mistaken, in 2 places in Brazil where those Batesis with stripe present. But the rest, they don't have lateral stripe.
And then also we discussed the difference of the skin in the rat, and mostly the diet of the emerald. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, for sure. That sometimes I already many times I was talking to guys in those groups concerning food, natural food of caninos. I have experience with handling maybe like dose of 1,000 wild collected emeralds for the time here, yeah, and 95% of all remnants in their pool, it's always hairs of fur of rats, yeah, those arboreal rats. And only twice actually I've seen with adult caninos remnants of feathers, yeah, so that all history, that evolution made them like exclusive predators on birds is just a joke. Because those rats, they have so quite, I think maybe you've seen those rats, yeah, in jungle. They have quite extended hairs. So to grab that rat, you also need to use long teeth, Otherwise it would be unsuccessful. Yeah, one time I had caninus puking remnants of iguana, quite big adult caninus puke part of not digested iguana, so they even able to eat iguanas over here. But normally it's only rats of different sizes what are available, really numerous in jungle.
And also the skin, the
Yeah,
digestibility of the rats that we
Yeah,
feed them.
I assume that's totally different because those rats have really, how to say it, delicious skin. It's very thin,
Tender.
yeah, tender skin. It's really thin, So I assume it's really helping with digestion of emeralds, yeah. And those like laboratory rats, they totally different, So that's why it's a bit complicated to feed with those objects.
I'm sure a lot of people have questions for Igor, and I'm very happy that I got to be here with him. And Igor, thank you for setting up the team to take me into the jungle. It was an amazing experience, a once in a lifetime experience. But I hope it wasn't once in a lifetime for me.
You're always welcome over here. Yeah, you are a great person. You have really love and passion in Emirates. I can see it. That's why I told you if you're able to come to Suriname, please come. Then I will try to help you as much as possible. So I hope that you enjoy your trip. You seen some Emirates. Maybe it was not that much and not what was expected, but still, I assume you get some knowledges, yeah, and get some tips what you can use in future in different places, yeah.
Absolutely.
So then I hope that you will surprise everyone with your new fighting.
Yes.
And that's what you did in Peru. I tell you, I was in Peru. I was not able to find any Emirates, and you did it. So I just wish you good luck in that, And snakes and you looking for each other, yeah.
Thank you, Igor.
Wish you luck.
Thank you. And one good pose. Thank you, Igor.
You're welcome.
Now I'm the coolest.
Not gonna bomb